Good afternoon, everyone. TJ here for your 12 p.m. Express Abs class. So join me for a 15-minute Express Abs, obliques, glutes, low back. So we're going to get started. Thank you for everyone who joined on. All right, so we're going to start off with the bridge just to focus on that low back after sitting in our chair. So heels close to your backside. We're going to drive that hip up, and then we're going to bring it back down, up, down, squeezing through those glutes. Go if you have not. So squeezing through those glutes at the very top, filling it through the low back. Nice job. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. All right. So for the next exercise that we are going to do, I want you to keep one leg bent and that foot is flat on the ground. The other leg is going to be straight. This is our modification. I'm going to have you bring that leg down to where it's floating above the floor and then bring it back up, back down, back up, down. All right, ready? Go. So keeping your belly button drawn in towards your spine. And I'm placing my hands on my hip, just kind of close to that outside part of my core, just to feel, again, making that mind-body connection, keeping that core engaged. Nice job. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. So I want you to put that foot that you just did, I want you to bend that leg, set that foot on the ground, switch to the other side, get ready, go. So again, keeping those hands on your hip, keeping that belly button drawn towards the spine, moving that leg up and down. I will tell you where I'm going with this for the next round, but this is a good modification for anyone with low back issues. Nice job. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. So we're going to turn onto our side and we're going to do our oblique crunch. So my legs are bent. I kind of have shifted my knees kind of to where my body is straight from shoulder, hip to knee. And my hand is going to be on the back of my head, and we're just doing a side crunch or an oblique crunch. All right, ready, go. So we'll keep it simple, starting off. Nice job. So just kind of barely lifting that shoulder that's closest to the floor. It's just barely coming off the ground. Nice job. So we're going to do the other side in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so you can either turn over, or I'm going to flip myself so that way you always see me. All right, so again, shoulder, hip to knee, keeping that straight, hand behind your head. Ready, go. So oblique crunch or side crunch. And again, if you want to feel that mind-body connection, you could use the free hand and just place it on your side. by having such cues as kind of placing your hand on your side, if you think about the exercise, you're more likely to keep yourself focused on what you're working on versus thinking about other things beyond this class. I know it gets hard. Those wheels are always turning. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so we're going to turn it back over. We're going to go back to that bridge for our low back. So remember, heels close to your backside, feet together, knees together. If you want it to be a little more challenging. Ready, set, go. So remember, heels together, knees together, heels close to your backside. As you're moving your hip up and down, still feeling it through the low back, squeezing those glutes at the top or squeezing through those hips at the top. Excellent. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So if you remember the very first exercise where I had you doing single leg, but the other leg stayed bent, you can stay that route. Otherwise, I want you to take your hands and I want you to kind of create like a little cradle for your backside. And I want your feet straight up in the air. And we're going to go one leg down and then bring it up. Other leg down, bring it up. All right. So those are your options. Ready? Go. So just one leg at a time. If you feel like it's a little easier and you wanted to kind of keep your legs, more bent, you could do a heel tap as well. That would be a good alternative. Again, anyone with a questionable low back. So keeping that belly button drawn in towards the floor. Keeping that core engaged. Nice job. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. All right, so we're going to flip it back over for our side crunch or our oblique crunch. All right, so remember, shoulder, hip to knee, all straight across. Place that left hand or the right hand behind your head, whichever side you were on. Ready, go. I hope everyone had a good weekend. Yesterday was especially nice. Today's going to be nice. Tomorrow will be even more beautiful outside. Great job. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so we're going to turn it over or flip it over, totally up to you. Again, I always just try to keep myself facing towards you versus the other direction. All right, get ready. 3, 2, 1, go. So again, side crunch, other side, or oblique crunch. So your obliques are those muscles on the side of your core. Or the side of your stomach. And one thing to keep in mind, when you have your hand behind your head, you're not really pulling on your neck. You're really kind of trying to lift through your midsection. And again, that shoulder closest to the floor, is just barely coming off the ground. Excellent job. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. All right, so we're gonna flip it back onto our back to the bridge. One last time. I have to catch in my knees, so I have to release it. All right, so feet close to your backside, feet together, knees together. This time I'm going to make it interesting. So as I push my hip up, I'm going to come up onto my tiptoes at the very top, and then all the way back down. Ready, go. So hip is up, I come up onto my tippy toes. Again, totally optional. Otherwise, you could just keep your feet flat on the ground. Just be mindful to make sure you're squeezing through those glutes at the top, feeling it through the low back. Great job. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. All right. So again, for the next exercise, as I try to remember which foot. So you can either just do the single leg raise with the other leg bent. Otherwise, we could do the one where it's 1 foot at a time, bring it up to the top, then the other one. Last, this one's a little more challenging, but it's always moving. All right, so one leg and the other leg are always moving. Ready, set, go. So the first one that I showed earlier was easy. The next one that I showed for the next round was a little more intermediate or middle of the road. And this one is the most challenging. Keeping that belly button drawn towards the floor. Keeping that core engaged. You may notice that the muscles in your hip in the front start to get a little tired. Keep it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent job. Turn it over. And we're going to do our oblique crunch again. All right, so shoulder, hip, knee, straight across. This is how I'm going to make this one a little more interesting. As I raise my upper body, my lower body is going to come together. So imagine like closing a book or a suitcase or an accordion. Ready, set, go. So whichever side you are on. So we're just bringing that lower half towards, well, again, the midline of our body, which in this case would be the obliques. And when I say midline, I'm referring to kind of cutting ourselves in half. Nice job. Keeping that core engaged. Again, use that free hand if you want. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. So flip it over. One last and final time. We'll run through some stretches before I let you go. All right. So straight body. Ready, set, go. So again, bringing that top leg up as that upper body comes, again, the suitcase or a book, imagining the action of kind of closing, open, close, open. So close when you're bringing those things up, open as you bring them back down towards the ground. Great job. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so we're going to lie onto our back. We're going to do a couple of quick stretches. I want you to put your hands overhead, and I want you to actually draw your heel or draw your toes towards you so you feel that stretch. So hands are overhead, feeling that stretch through your core, but then by pulling your toes towards you, you're going to feel that stretch in the back of your calf. Nice job. I want you to slightly lean towards the left, still in the same position, but just slightly leaning towards the left. If you have any shoulder issues, you don't have to have your hands up. You could always just kind of keep them down by your side and just kind of turn your upper body. All right, let's turn the other direction one last time. And again, if you have your hands overhead, you feel that stretch a little more. Great job, everyone. All right, so for tomorrow, there is small group strength in the morning in person. There is a Zoom stretch break at noon. And then at 12:30, there's total body conditioning with me here at the fitness center. Otherwise, week 2 webinar for Eat Well, Be Well is this Friday at 8 a.m. All right, if you're interested, let me know. All right, bye everyone.